Yeah, guys, anytime you get a road win against another Power 4 team, a quality team, you're going to feel good about it. So, number one, just happy we won, and it's certainly nice to win in convincing fashion. So pleased about that. I have so much respect for Damon Stoudemire and the job he does. I was really worried going into the game because they haven't had the best start, and they didn't have the best start last year, and then all of a sudden they jump up and they beat a top 25 team. And then another one, I think they beat Mississippi State and Duke right after they played us, and I'm going, man, they just had a tough loss to Georgia, and then they're going to jump up and play their best basketball. And so I was pleased with our guys' effort. You look down, and I thought our depth was effective tonight. Arrington Page, who's an Atlanta native, he got in foul trouble early and fouls out in 7.5 dang minutes, and that put a little pressure on us. But I thought every other guy stepped up. I think Dylan being able to slide down and play some small ball five, that was a good run for us. And then obviously Aziz was able to kind of hold the fort down. But to have one of your key players and Arrington Page be in foul trouble like that and not kind of miss a beat, I liked that part. I thought Jizzle James is so good, and he just keeps getting better and better, and he competes his butt off every day. And he goes 0 for 5 from 3. And if you tell me we're going to score 81 when he goes 0 for 5 because he's a terrific shooter, then that's a good sign for our team. So there's a lot of good stuff. We still got quite a bit of work to do on the boards. You look down, and 36-29, so we win the boards, but I think some of that's really late in the game too. What didn't feel that way the whole night, and I thought we had a couple really good possessions to start the second half. We kind of finally had some force on the offensive board. Then they had some possessions where they had some force, but our guys were trying harder on the board tonight than I felt like they were the last couple games. It's good to see a statistical improvement, but we still got a lot of work to do there.
It seemed like every time in that first half that Georgia Tech scored, your offense came right back and scored and didn't allow them to get on a run, and that was pretty much a key in taking that lead into halftime.
Yeah, I thought we defended well to start the game. I thought we forced them into some really long possessions defensively. I thought we did a nice job of making them score over the top of us. We were really concerned about them trying to kind of get to the middle of the floor, whether it was off the bounce or hitting some of their bigger guys in the pocket in their ball screen or their screen and roll action. I thought we did a nice job defending that kind of stuff. We obviously were extremely worried about some of their guys shooting threes. I didn't think we did as good of a job there as I'd like. I mean, 20. They didn't shoot it as good as they can, and they got some quality looks they just missed. And we had some breakdown there, kind of going under on guys when we shouldn't. But no, I thought we responded tonight. Even that, I thought we had a really bad stretch the second 4 minutes of the second half, and it felt like they scored on 4 or 5 straight possessions and challenged them in the huddle, and I thought they responded. So our guys, it wasn't perfect. We had a lot of stuff we can learn from early in the year, but at the same time, our guys responded to challenges and anything that was thrown at them tonight.
Dylan Mitchell was huge tonight. You had the 3 straight alley-oops from Jizzle. But how happy are you that he hits that 3 and gets the monkey off his back?
I don't know what monkey you're talking about, but I'm happy. I mean, he's worked at it like crazy. He's making them in practice. It actually took longer than I thought for him to make one in the game because, to me, when you do it in practice, it carries over to games. So it's like everybody's been talking about how well CMOS is shooting it. It's nothing surprising to me because we see it all the dang time. Same thing with Dylan. He's been making plays. It's good to see him starting to find his confidence in games, but we know that's coming. But he had a terrific night tonight.
Does it feel like you have more knockdown shooters when compared to last year? Look at Hickman and Tyler Betsy kind of complimenting CMOS.
Yeah, well, first off, they did a good job of taking us off the line early in the game. Obviously, we have guys that we have a lot of confidence in shooting the ball. We want to try to get good shots from the three-point line within our offense, and I felt like they did a nice job of making that difficult. We made a bunch of 2s at 3 or 4 feet early in the game, and I was pleased with that because it's kind of what they were forcing us to do. And instead of settling for maybe an average one, we got good ones. We got angles at the rim. But yeah, we've improved as a 3-point shooting team. And again, it's not just because statistically we've done it in some games. Like we could see it all summer and all fall and through our practices. And it's a combination of a couple things. It's adding some guys that can really shoot the basketball. I mean, Tyler Betsy jumps out and hits a couple tonight. We know how well he shoots the ball. And then there's others, Connor Hickman and others. And then it's at the same time guys that have been in the program really improving and getting in the gym and having good off seasons, so that when you add those two things together, we're a better shooting team than we were this time last year.
Anything else?
Has Tyler Betsy done anything like a freshman so far? Because it's such a luxury to have a guy that can come in cold and just bang in threes, and he shoots them like he's a senior.
Yeah, I mean, he dribbles it over half court versus the press and travels tonight. That was like a freshman, right? He missed a box out. He's really defending better than any freshman I've had at this stage. I'm really pleased with him, but he does a heck of a job defending. I think their freshman, don't want to mess up his name, Mustaf, who's going to be a really good player. But he does a really good job in the second half of containing them. He's so good off the bounce, and he contests the shot, but then he doesn't turn around and box out, and the kid gets his own rebound and puts it back. That was like a freshman. So he does things like a freshman, but his maturity and his work ethic and his understanding of how to play is not like most freshmen I've been around. And I wouldn't say that he's cold, because he's the first guy we put in off the bench. So he gets in pretty quick there. But he's really, and him and Arrington Page are so important to the development of our team. And the more experience and opportunity we can get them to get minutes in college basketball, the better that's going to be for us as we get into conference play. So those two, I couldn't be higher on big picture.
How much are you seeing your team kind of develop the attitude and swagger that a lot of good teams have, kind of going beyond just playing well, but also acting like a team that plays good basketball?
I really believe you develop confidence or mentality by how you practice and how you approach every day. And, 2 days ago, I wasn't real pleased with our practice. I was pretty pleased yesterday, and I was pleased with our prep this morning in the hotel. But the more days we can put together where we reach our standard for how we work at it, I think the more confidence we'll have, or the more positive mentality. I don't know what you can use your own terminology, but the right mentality, the winning mentality, I think that comes from the work. And they've done a nice job of that, but I still want us to do better there.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Dylan, you hit a three and you had a double-double, and what got into you?
I mean, this was a big road test for us. It's the first, Power 5 game that we had, and not only even that, but it's an away game. It's hard to get wins like this, but we need it under our belt, to be ready for the Big 12, be ready for the rest of our season. So, just coming in prepared, working hard throughout the whole week. The team's been going hard. We knew what kind of test this was going to be, so just coming in prepared. That's the biggest thing, is just making sure our preparation was on point.
Seamoss, you didn't have a usual night, but you had other guys step up and knock down some big shots. Does it feel like this team has 3 to 4 knockdown shooters that they can kind of rely on night in and night out?
Yeah, definitely. We knew that coming into the season. Dylan is one of them now, which is surprising, but yeah, that's great. And it obviously helps. And you've seen in the previous games as well that we have a lot of guys that are dangerous from the 3-point range.
Do you guys think that your quickness was a factor in the game today?
Yeah, I think us just playing fast is something that when I was getting recruited here, that's one thing Coach West talked about all the time, just playing fast. So that's something that we definitely want our game to be. There could be games where, we're not making shots or something's off on our shots, but one thing is we're going to push the ball. We're going to play hard. We're going to play fast. So that's something Coach West preaches on, is just being in shape, being able to get rebounds, make or miss, and be able to push the ball up the defense.
Do you and Jizzle have telepathy going on there? You had 3 slams in a row, 3 on oops.
Yeah, no, Jizzle, that's the type of point guard he is. I mean, he gets everybody going before, he starts trying to get going himself. That's just the way Jizzle is. That's how he's always been since, watching him in high school back in EYBL and AAU. Jizzle's always been like that. So, that's just the type of point guard we have on our team.
CMOS, from someone who's been in the program for 2 years, kind of just going off Scott's question about the lobs, it seems like the chemistry with this team, even with new players like Dylan, is really high. What led to that you already have that kind of continuity even with the new players?
I'd say just our whole offense has improved, and that's the lobs looking easier, and us having more of them is just a product of that. Our team is built better for that. We have way more variety in how we can attack the defense, and that really helps our inside and outside game.
I think you guys had 4 guys in double figures tonight. This afternoon. Just talk about kind of having an offense like that where you have so many guys that can score. Kind of probably makes it a lot harder on the defense. How good is that to have an offense like that?
It's real good. One thing about like college basketball is depth, and we have a lot of guys that can come in at any time and get some buckets for us. So it's never a time where we're gonna have this guy have 30 points every game or something like that. We're so versatile as far as it could be anybody's night, any game, and that's something that we all want to happen. It's good that we have a team like that. Those are good problems to have. So, it's good for us and it's good for our team going forward down the season.
Dylan, you left the first half with a little bit of an ankle injury. Is everything okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine. Appreciate your accent. Just a little tweak.
For both of you, do you think this is your most complete? You're only 5 games in. Is it your most complete win so far?
I guess I'd say so. From a performance standpoint, probably not. I think all of us can find something that we didn't do good enough, and I'm sure Coach will find a lot of stuff that we didn't do good enough. But from a challenge standpoint and from how we had to prepare for this game, I'd say yes, because like Dylan said earlier, it's a road win at a ACC school, so it's a big deal, and we're very happy with it.
Anything else? Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.